with Maggie Spencer. November the 12th, 1980. Interviewer Clarice Weaver. We were talking about how the boys, when they went hunting, they'd take the hides and do what?
They'd put them in ashes a while, and that would cause the hair all to come off, you know.
Really?
And I don't really know how they done it. They kind of fixed them up somehow, and they'd make shoestrings out of them.
Oh, yeah.
And Norman told Ann here one day, they was talking that them shoestrings is just stretched right on when you got them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Now, when they were hunting, were they able to sell some of the hides?
Oh, yes.
Different animals?
Yeah, they could sell. Brother used to get a good price for his furs.
They'd skin them, put them on a board, did they?
Mm-hmm. And Norman's the hunter and trapper in the family now.
Is he?
Oh, yes, he just loves it, and fishing too.
Well, I'm sure that's a lot of fun.
He thinks it is. Well, he don't get much, but he went down to Fred's to deer hunt with him last year, and he's counting on going back this time. But I don't know whether he could be still long enough to kill a deer or not.
When someone got sick in a family or had to have a tooth pulled, there were no dentists or clothes, were
We
there?
went to the doctors.
Doctors pulled their teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
You got them pulled, and that's it. Well,
There's no such thing as filling a tooth, was there?
no, but I don't remember where the dentist was at, or it seemed like a doctor just come around. My grandmother had her some teeth made, the first ones I ever knew of.
Is there?
Mm-hmm. And I know there wasn't any dentists in the country then.
You just came through making teeth.
That's the way I remember it.
Well, could they give them something to deaden the pain, or did they just pull the tooth?
Oh, they'd numb them, you know.
Numb them a little. Well, doctors were usually pretty scarce, wasn't they?
Not too
hard.
many.
Wasn't a lot of doctors.
There used to be 3 right around here. Ever since I could remember till they all died. Dr. Pennington, you know, lived down the creek here. And Dr. Bud Jones lived down where Miss Kirby lives, Liddy Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Dr. Tom Jones, I think his name was, lived over there at Lansing where the Joneses lives now.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of far to go. I guess had to go horseback to get it on.
Yeah, in a buggy wagon or something.
Mm-hmm. When let's see, we've had some bad floods in our county, but you didn't live close to the creek, did you? Enough to be bothered with that much.
Well, no, not much. I know it was up awful, we thought. And this branch down here got all over the meadow.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad time then, wasn't it?
It sure was. I watched the missionary church down here, down to the lower end of that meadow patch where it says the last time is so bad.
You were mentioned your children being in World War II. Were they all overseas?
Yes, they all had to go overseas. Fred was in Germany, and Joe was in, he's in the Philippines, I believe. And I can't think right now where it all was. I can't either.
That was a pretty sad time for you,
It
wasn't it?
sure was.
I wanted to ask you about the big July meetings they had down here.
Well, that's the greatest thing that ever happened on Big Hilton, nearly. Or everybody far near went. And, they'd always take out dinner, and there'd be an awful crowd there. But there don't so many go anymore. So many of the church members, have died, and they didn't for years there get many new members. And the church kind of went down, but I think since Jeff's got to be the preacher down there, he's kind of getting the church built up.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken a lot of interest in it.
Well, as I understand it, when they had the big meetings, now, could 200 people get in that church, do you think?
I don't have any ideas how many could. It's pretty good size, but it'd take a good-sized house to hold 200.
Be more like maybe 100, I guess, or something like that. But as I understand it, they'd even have concession stands. People never intended to go to church in the church building. Didn't they finally get to where they had a little airplane? They had airplane rides something one time.
Well, I know they talked that they was going to, but I can't remember whether they really did or not.
Maybe that
wouldn't have been down here at the church. It would have been on down somewhere.
Will Sullivan's meadow, I guess, but that was. And they had different merchants would, have their ice cream stands.
Oh, there's lots of people that have stands, and have all kinds of candies and nuts and melons and things that way. Everything's selling. People always took out dinner. But I've not been down there in several years. I couldn't walk good. Didn't care about going.
But I know that was one of the biggest things in the county, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They used to an old man come up here from down about North Corner, they call it. It's way down in Virginia. And he said he always had to come to the Old Baptist foot washing. Said he didn't ever want me to see it.
Now, we were mentioning, too, about your husband. He was a photographer, is that right? Did he?
Well, he just
started as a hobby, or?
Yeah, kind of, and people would want pictures made, and there's no place in to get them made. He started.
And he took them and then sent them away and had them developed, or did he do his own developing?
He done his own developing, and that's what caused him to quit during World War I. The chemicals they wasn't good, the pictures wouldn't keep, They'd fade away. And he just quit.
Well, I bet he was busy on Sundays and...
Yeah, most of the time.
Did he always go to the July meeting down here?
Yeah, he went, but I don't remember him ever taking his camera. He didn't like to take it out that way much in a crowd. But I can't remember him ever taking it.
I know the July meeting was... I've heard it said that they rode horseback in there, didn't they?
Yeah, coming wagons and buggies and everything.
Guess they had to have the law there too, don't you?
Yeah, I think there's general law there, but I don't remember them ever having any trouble, Anyway.
Just had to keep them around, keep things quiet.
The cows then, had been Mommy to went if I hadn't went, and one, I believe it was on Sunday evening, I started after the cows, and Dad had a yoke of oxen, and General was kept 4 or 5 cows, and I got out above the barn where I could see where that cow was at, and there was them cattle all down on their knees around her this way, And they was just a bellering and a carrying on that scared me near to death. I run back to the house as fast as I could. I never seen anything like that. But of course now they was just like people. They was mourning her death, no doubt.
Oh, well, that's and they were down on their...
Down on their knees. Of course, it's on the hill and there's below her, you know. And they was just carrying on off.
And the poor cow was dead.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they were, don't you?
Yeah, and they can skin her out. And
Yeah.
Had she been skinned out?
That's
Mhm.
confused them, I imagine.
And she's still there. And
Yeah. She died on Sunday or Saturday night or something. And he didn't bury her till Monday.
uh-huh.
And they found her and they was awfully worried about her.
Isn't that interesting? But you raised turkeys, too.
Yes, we always raised turkeys.
They used to have a truck that'd come in and they'd pick them up and buy them off the farm, didn't they?
Yeah, sometimes it would.
I know they used to say anyone could follow a turkey to its nest. They were kind of hard to follow, wasn't
Oh,
they?
yes, I've had time finding their nest lots of times.
I've heard they just turn and go back, if someone was following them.
They'll go off somewhere else. They won't go to their nest while they know you're watching them.
Pretty smart, aren't they?
They're smart. Animals and things has more sense than lots of people think they have.
Who was you talking with? Oh, my Norman Curran. I don't think he's supposed to catch a coon right now in the crowd, but he did anyway. And Joe's father said that it would be good eating. Anybody that liked the coon. Well, Mom used to fix them when Daddy catch them, and Uncle Estill and Uncle Isom, they ran and lost them. They would come in and eat supper.
Lots of them come in.
Tell her about that some way, and tell her what Uncle Estill said about the reason he didn't want any more coon.
Well, one night we had coon for supper, and it was poor Albert and Ethel. Hash was married, you know. And they was going someplace that night, and they stopped here and eat supper, and everybody was getting almost through eating, and somebody passed Uncle Estill the coon, and he said, "No thanks, I wouldn't care for any more tonight." Says, "We eat so much now and have rings around my tail," and that like to kill them girls. He didn't care what he said.
Vegetable.
It sure did.
I've never eaten coon. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good meat. It don't have any strong taste of any kind. It's real dark meat, though.
Is it? Have you ever eaten possum?
Well, I used to fix some along. Really tried to think he liked it, but it's white meat, possum is. It looks good, but I couldn't hardly stomach it.
Then he finally gave up trying to like it.
Yeah. He used to sell them, everyone he caught. He skinned out here. He used to sell them $1 a piece to him at the store.
Is that to eat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he liked them awful good.
Well, I wouldn't be timid about eating rabbit or anything like that, but I don't know, the possum I never
I never did cook many. I fixed it.